mic so everyone can hear me. We got this.
Yes, we do.
First of all, get up here. Everyone knows. Beautiful, young, fabulous Miss Lily O'Neill, who is turning 83 years old today. She's young and fabulous. She's mobilized. She's ready to get to work. And she's been out there spreading the word. So happy birthday to you. Give her another round of applause. I also want folks to take a moment to look around. Do it, look around. Because we've built something quite significant in this campaign. It's the elders joining in with young people. Every demographic you can think of is represented in this space. This is the city of Boston. This is what leadership is all about. We started this campaign in September.
Yes.
We got 16 days to go. You know I'm not slowing down. That don't look like this.
You bet.
A lot of campaigns that don't represent the values that we represent, don't represent the leadership we represent, and don't represent the connection and connectivity that we are striving to push in the city of Boston. We're doing that. So we should all be proud. Give yourselves another round of applause, please. I just have to give a shout out to my husband who is not here. He's out door knocking. Imagine, babe, I love you. Literally, the man is out door knocking. He's like, enjoy the rally. Love you, babe. Obviously, I jumped into this race back in September. I didn't wait. I didn't wait for it to be convenient. I didn't wait for it to be comfortable. I was looking at the moment in time we were in. And not just in this city, in this country. We were reflecting on the pain that COVID-19 is causing us and still causing many of our families.
Right.
Who are facing eviction, significant food insecurity, who are losing their jobs. Of course, right here also in the city of Boston. I was reflecting on the painful murder of George Floyd that I have been stressing did not just affect black people or brown people. That public murder affected all of us. We all felt some visceral reaction to that. And I said I was done waiting on the sidelines for someone else to do what was necessary in the city of Boston. What is that? Not to just recognize that we are a world-class, international, incredible city. And I deeply love the city of Boston. But to have the tougher and harder conversations. To talk about the significant inequities that have been exposed and exacerbated by COVID-19. And to say, no more in the city of Boston. We have everything it would take to ensure that this international, beautiful, world-class city is indeed world-class for every resident in the city of Boston. And that's what keeps me hopeful and optimistic. And how do I know this? Because the city of Boston and my story align. A recent supporter said, Andrea, your story is reflective of the city of Boston itself. I said, oh, you're right. Exactly right about that. A poor girl growing up in Roxbury in the South End with a life torn apart by incarceration, incredible instability, could leave the city of Boston and go off to a Princeton University, graduate from an incredible law school, come back to serve her community, and by every single metric be successful. That's because the city of Boston gave me every opportunity. I had good housing, public housing, affordable housing. Now I'm a first-time homeowner in Mattapan with my beautiful husband and my 2 beautiful kids. I had access to excellent schools. I went to 5 excellent Boston public schools. I had youth jobs. I had mentors. I had a community of elders that surrounded themselves around me. I had a church community. I had everything a young person would need to be successful.
That's right.
But on the other hand, I also suffered significant trauma and pain. And the person that represents that trauma and pain is my twin brother, Andre. I talk about him all the time. He's not just a story. He was my best friend. He was special. He was smarter than I was. And sadly would pass away while in the custody of a prison when he was only 29 years old. And I didn't say in a place of anger or turn that anger into resentment. I turned it into purpose, asking one question that is still informing my run in this work today, which is how do two twins born and raised in the city of Boston have such different life outcomes? So on the one hand, the city is world class. On the other hand, there are persistent inequities that exist. And I say, I refuse to accept in our great city that there are neighborhoods that don't have robust economic business districts. I refuse to accept that there are neighborhoods not prepared for the next climate event or the next pandemic. I refuse to accept that there are neighborhoods with transit deserts, food deserts, not in the city of Boston, not under my leadership. I'm more than a story. I do the work. And I've done the work in partnership with my D4 residents for the last 6 years. And shout out to D4. We've done the work. Now we're looking to bring that work and that leadership across the entire city of Boston to demonstrate what is possible. And what is possible? We can address the housing crisis we see in the city of Boston.
Yes.
I tell folks I'm the only candidate with a substantial record of getting things done on this issue that is still pressing in this city.
That's right.
We're activating 30 city-owned vacant lots on Blue Hill Ave right now. My first piece of legislation was a Community Preservation Act. $20 million for what? Including affordable housing and creating more affordable housing.
That's right.
I didn't forget about the people who are poor but no income living in our public housing buildings. Brought a program into public housing that, as we stand here, is moving people out of poverty and into homeownership. But to take it a step further, I didn't forget about our education system and all the beautiful kids. These kids I see as my own. And saying that I had an excellent experience in Boston Public Schools, every other family in the city of Boston can have the same. Put out a report 3 years ago on how to close those gaps. I didn't wait to become a candidate for mayor in the city of Boston. And what else did I not forget? The hundreds of thousands of people that took to the streets and said, we want reform in our police department. We want transparency. We want accountability. Not of course forgetting their marches, their demands. Others forgot, not me. You look at my public safety plan, informed by officers on the job now, retired officers and communities. It's transformative. It's specific. That is what leadership is. I've never been afraid to lead. On the moments and in the moments when it's hard. We have a public health crisis in COVID-19. I'm going to continue to exercise leadership. We have an opioid crisis. I'm going to continue to exercise leadership. People often say, what's the difference between you and the other candidates? It's not just a lived experience, and that matters. Representation matters, but so does the stories that we bring into political spaces, and no one has a story like mine.
That's right.
But the second piece that's critically important is that record of accomplishment of getting things done.
Yeah.
Voters all across the city in every neighborhood, and I've been in every neighborhood, are done with the rhetoric. They want the action. They want the accountability. They want the transparency. They want a collective coming across every neighborhood to get things done. I've delivered that. That won't change. They also want, of course, a vision for the future. And it's simple for me. I know the possibilities of this city and what it can deliver for every single resident, whether you're native born or you got here this morning. We are world class. We are innovative. We are international. And we can be that for every resident in the city of Boston. And so how do we make that happen? We got 16 days, my people. I don't need a binder. We got 16 days to continue to get out there and connect with the people. And let me tell you, when we do, I absolutely know our message is resonating. It's positive. it's inspirational, it's hopeful, it's reflective of the city itself. We've been through a lot. We're the first by so many metrics. People are excited about my candidacy, but most importantly, they are excited about what we've created. I don't do this work by myself. Each and every one of you, I love. Many of you have been here with me since day 0 and people didn't give me a chance. Thank you. You're still here doing the work. We have 16 days to do what? To door knock like we've never door knocked before. To phone bank like we've never phone banked before. To text bank like we've never texted before. Blow them up, just text, lots of texts. Let's do it. To put out our message. It is unique. It's been consistent. It hasn't changed in September.
That's right.
It's the same message we're delivering. It's the same. People just need to hear it. And once they do, there is no doubt in my mind, my spirit, that we're going to win this. We are going to win this. We do the work. We put the people first. It's always about the people. It's not about the candidate. That's the value system of this campaign. And let me tell you, I am so excited. In these 16 days, I may not get a lot of sleep, but I am excited for what we are going to do. Thank you to each and every one of you. There are a lot of folks who could not be here, but they're with us because they're busy. They're door knocking like my husband. God bless you, babe. God bless my husband, that's all I have to say, and my family. But we have 16 days to get our message out, and once we do, there is no doubt in my mind we'll make it out of the prelim. But we will win the general election and finally do what I talk too much, and I'll say one more thing. And when we do it here in our city, we truly will be the leader. Because no other municipality in the country has figured out how to close these gaps. We can.
Yes.
The issues are solvable.
Yes.
The solutions achievable. We can do it if we come together across every neighborhood, if we don't work in silos, if we invite everyone to be a part of the solution. And that's what we're doing in this campaign. So thank you all so very much. This is our moment. This is our time. Of course, this is our city. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much.